There are seasons in life when everything familiar begins to tremble. The ground shifts, the walls crack, and suddenly you realize you are standing in a holy undoing. Don't be afraid of these sacred collapses. They are not the end of you. They are the places where God begins again. The shaking is not punishment, it's invitation, an invitation to remember who is really in control. Because when the world around you starts to crumble, the truth is revealed the ground beneath your feet was never meant to hold you. God was. When life takes what you thought you needed, when the future no longer looks like you planned, it is not chaos. It is choreography. Every dismantling, every heartbreak, every closed door is God moving you from what is temporary toward what is eternal. You may not see it in the moment. You may only feel the sting of loss or the silence of uncertainty. But faith is what lets you breathe in the middle of that silence and say, even now, God is here. Faith does not remove the storm. It anchors you inside it. To surrender is not weakness. It's holy wisdom. There comes a time when fighting life's current only exhausts you. And the most courageous thing you can do is open your hands and whisper, "Thy will be done." That's not giving up. It's giving over. It's placing your story back into the hands that wrote it. Surrender is how the human self bows to the divine self and finally remembers I was never separate to begin with. When you surrender, you stop trying to fix everything and start allowing grace to work through you. You stop striving and start flowing. You stop asking, why me? And begin to ask, what is this teaching me about love? Faith doesn't erase pain. It transforms it. Because when you walk by faith, you begin to see differently. What once looked like loss now looks like liberation. What felt like rejection becomes redirection. And what you thought was breaking you was really shaping you into someone stronger, softer, wiser. You start to understand that God never withholds. You are being prepared. The path is being cleared before it is being filled. God is making room in you for your blessings to arrive. And sometimes the waiting, the wandering, the unanswered prayer is love in disguise. Faith turns the unknown into a sanctuary. You stop needing to know what's next because you trust who's next to you. You no longer rush to control. You begin to listen, to wait, to breathe. Because you realize the presence of God is not something you chase. It's something you rest into. When you finally rest in that truth, you'll find peace that the world can't touch. It's not fragile. It doesn't depend on circumstance. It's the peace that says, even if everything changes, I am still held. And then you begin to walk, not with fear, but with quiet confidence. Not because the path is easy, but because you've learned who walks beside you. Faith becomes the rhythm of your steps. You rise when the world says stay down. You forgive when your heart says never again. You love when you have every reason not to. This is the miracle. To live as though God is real. To trust that every breath, every delay, every detour is part of something sacred. You'll find as you keep walking that faith begins to change how you see yourself. You no longer chase worthiness. You remember it. You no longer fear the unknown. You recognize it as holy ground. Each day becomes an act of worship. Each choice becomes a prayer. Each heartbeat whispers, still here, still held. Because the truth is, faith doesn't make life easier. It makes you unshakable. When faith lives in you, you no longer need proof to believe. You simply know. So when the storms come, and they will, stand still. Let the wind blow, let the old fall away, and in the quiet that follows, listen. You will hear it, that deep, steady heartbeat beneath the noise. That is God, that is love, that is faith living inside you, and it will carry you. Through the breaking, through the surrender, through the becoming, because that's what faith does. It carries you when nothing else can. So let it. Let faith be the ground beneath your feet. Let trust be your map. Let God's timing be enough. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are being led. Everything you've walked through was designed to bring you here, to this still moment, to this remembering, to this holy knowing that you were never alone. The same God who walked with you through the storm will walk with you into the light. And know that every step you take from this point onward is holy.